Hello everyone, Agoro here, and I'm bringing you my first ever Let's Play, MegaMan Battle Network, here on the end of the 20th anniversary of the series. Having said all that, let's dive in. Starting a new game. Lan, wake up. If you don't get up, you'll be late for school. PET Net News. World 3 crime on the rise. It says the World 3 plan to control the net might be starting. Ugh, sleep. You've got mail from Dad, too. Look. Sorry I couldn't get off work Sunday. I'll be home soon. Here's a present for you, it says. There's some battle chip data attached. I was just having a great dream, too. I'll expand the chip data, so you check your pet later, okay? And we have... not yet? Yeah, okay, sorry. My bad, I'm playing with the controller and I forgot how I had it set up. Anyhow, we now have control of our protagonist, Lan, the boy who is perpetually on roller skates. This device on the cabinet over here is a PET, which I believe stands for Personal Terminal. Lan got his PET. Press start to see chip data and read mail. Lan got an AI navigation program, MegaMan.exe. Lan, good morning. Morning, MegaMan. If you need to talk to me, just push the L button. Okay, let's get to school. Lan, check the mail again. So it looks like Lan has 2 emails that he's received so far. One's net news and is about World 3 crime, which is how you would read that WWW. And they decided to call it the World 3. World 3 crime on the rise. World 3's plan to control the net might be starting. Dad, sorry. Sorry I couldn't get off work Sunday. I'll be home soon. Here's a present for you. Use it well. Lan got a chip for Cross-Gun C. And with that, we are off to start our day as Lan Hikari. So right off the bat, when we leave the house, we run into a young girl who seems to be standing outside. Lan, you're late! Uh-oh, mail looks grumpy. No one asked you to wait for me. Did you just say something? Come on, let's go. Why do we always have to walk to school together? Silly, because we've always got so much to talk about. She means she's got a lot to talk about. You just listen. Quiet. Have you heard about the oven accidents? People's ovens have been spitting fire all of a sudden. Fire? I bet it's another World 3 virus on the loose. You're just imagining things. Maybe. Well, here we are. Let's get to class. I'm sure that has absolutely nothing to do with what's going to be going on through the rest of the game. That's just mindless video game chit-chat, surely. Morning, Lan. Dex was looking for you. He's too big to be in elementary school, you know? Scary. So, for the most part, people in class are just generic NPC types. Whoa, no way! We'll see what she's talking about in a moment. Man, yesterday our home oven started spitting fire. Lan, you heard about World 3's plan to control the net, yeah? Oh yeah, sure. Talk about scary. I mean, what are we supposed to do? Man, let's see what he says if we ask, huh? They say the World 3's making a virus to control the net. Then they'll control everything. Schools, companies, the army. And then everything to have to be the way they want it. No way, man. Not if I can help it. Sorry. Eyes are a little tired today. I'm recording this at the end of the day. So, out of the few people in class who are unique, we will talk to first this character, whose name is Yai. You wish to ask moi, Madame Yai herself, about PET? Sure. Curiosity is a virtue. Okay, listen up good. PET is short for Personal Terminal. It's a portable link to the net, see? Kind of like a cell phone that does a whole lot more. You can send mail, use electronic money, and read textbooks. The Navi program inside helps if you have a problem. You have one on your PET too. Wasn't it called MegaMan? It's funny how, in the 20 years since this game has come out, that description no longer means that the PET does more. Obviously, it does do more than modern cell phones, but not by her description. Textbooks, virtual money, that's all accurate, and, you know, for our AI friend, well, Siri, Cortana, Google, plenty of options out there. This is Dex. I've been waiting for you, Lan. I challenge you to a net battle. You're gonna be Mega Man against my Guts Man. Oh, and Yai comes in. I heard that. Net battling isn't allowed, you know. Ah, stuff it. You sure got a big mouth for such a shrimp. We're not bothering anyone, are we, Lan? Well, I guess. Shrimp? That's no way to talk to a lady. Oh man, class is starting. After class, Lan, be there. And then we see our teacher walk in, and I didn't get a chance to talk to Mail in class, but luckily we met her on the way in. So our teacher, Miss Mari, walks in and says, let's begin class, shall we? First period is virus busting. Who's read net news? I did. It said World 3 net crime is on the rise. Very good, and extra marks for checking your net news. Of course, you should know too, Lan. It's important that we all know how to fight viruses. Ha! I'd like to see a World 3 virus take on me and Guts Man. Oh, Dex and the silly little Guts Man. What'd you say? Relax. Why would the World 3 bother with you anyway, Dex? Why, you Lan? Quiet in the classroom. Today, we'll be using the common virus called a Metul. Jack in your PET so your net navi can access the net. Lan, she said to jack in. Press the R button. Yeah. Another case of me forgetting what button on this controller that's assigned to. It looks like everyone's navi is online. Okay, I'm releasing the Metul data now. Everyone ready? Okay, let's have a demonstration on how to delete viruses. When fighting, you must first send chip data to your navi. You choose the chips to send in this window. Chip icons are shown at the bottom of the setup window. From here, you choose which chips you want to send to the navi. This shows the chip data you have selected. It shows the attack rating. This is the virus's hit points, HP. It shows how tough this virus is. You can normally only send one chip at a time, but you can send multiple copies of the same chip, such as 2 or 3 cannons. This will let you use more weapons and fight much better. Okay, now we'll choose which chip data to send to the navi. Select with the A button. Press the R button to see an explanation of a chip. Yeah, so this game is an RPG that works with a card battle type system. So you have multiple chips in your library, or in your folder, which I think lets you have up to 30 chips, I want to say. Maybe a little off, but it's been a while since I've played Battle Network 1. Anyhow, each chip has a letter code, which you can see in the bottom left of the picture of the chip, and has a set amount of damage that it would do to an enemy. Each chip also hits in a different way. You can use chips that are the same type, like these 2 cannons, or of the same code, also like the 2 cannons, which are both Cannon A specifically. So what we do is we choose which chips we want, and then once we hit OK, we will go into the actual battle. And as Miss Murray is explaining, we can move around the grid scene, and so will our opponents. And our goal is to use our chips to drop their HP to 0 before they can do the same with their attacks. We also have access to an attack other than our chips, which is our Mega Buster, which is on the B button, whereas A will trigger whichever chip is next in line. Now, one of our classmates is asking, if you use all your chips and there are still viruses, what do you do? And that's where the custom bar at the top of the screen comes into play. As the battle goes on, that bar will fill, and once it is full, you can hit L or R to open the custom menu, which is where we select our chips again, and it will have refilled any chips that we used with other chips from our folder at random. Okay, so now we got control, and you can see you can move anywhere on your red side of the grid. The opponents have access to the blue. Metals, or as they're called in later games, Metars here, are, being the basic enemy, only able to move one at a time, and their attack is very simple, just a short shockwave that'll eventually catch up. You can see when I hit A, it'll fire whichever chip is over my head, and if I were to hit B, I can use my Mega Buster free of charge. Good job. Let's go on to the next lesson. Okay, now I'll tell you about support chips. Okay, so now the teacher is just going to tell us that there are types of chips that don't do damage, or at least aren't expressly meant to do damage, like the Steel S here. Chips like this are meant to be used to implement strategies that will put the opponents at a disadvantage, usually setting up for higher damage chips that maybe have a limited range. So now she's going to point out that Steel and our Wide Sword chip are both S chips. And out of the tutorial battles in any Battle Network, this one is my least favorite, because they'll give you Steel, and then they'll tell you to use Wide Sword. But if they'd just given us some other S chip to take out that third Metar quickly, it would be nice. However, they'd never do, so we go on to our battle. Now, the Steel chip is very useful in any sword-based folder, because swords, unlike cannons, have very limited range. In the case of a normal sword, it will hit the block directly in front of you. In a wide sword, it'll hit the one directly in front of you and the one above and or below it. And if it's a long sword, it will hit in front of you and 2 blocks in front of you. And there are other types of swords, but the majority of them are just variations of those with higher damage and elements tied in. So the point of this battle is it wants you to use your Steel chip, run up to the front, avoid an attack, use your Wide Sword, and then you have to wait it out to get a chip, or chip away with your Mega Buster until this other Metar is dead. So since my custom bar filled, I can hit L or R to open my custom menu again and pick whichever chip I choose. So I'll use another Steel and Wide Sword because you can continually use Steel as long as you have the chip. And voila! In some of the games in the franchise, you're able to use Steel, and whenever it hits a row with an enemy in it, it will damage that enemy slightly and capture every other panel in the row. Other games, you are not able to... You're able to do this if you have one enemy in the back row, until they only have a single block, but in later games they make it to where you cannot take the last row from your enemy, so they always have the ability to move at least a little. Okay, now they're going to be teaching us about the add feature, which has variations throughout some of the games, so I may read aloud what she's saying. By using chip adding, you can increase the number of chips that you can use to make combinations for improved strategies. Look at the screen. See the add button at the bottom right?
If you select this button without choosing any chips, you'll have to fight for one turn without chips, but on your next turn you will be able to select from 10. Do this twice and you'll have 15 chips to choose from. This should surely give you all the strategies you need. Okay, a pop quiz. For this test, you'll need to use all the techniques I've just taught you to delete a virus. Good luck! Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go straight to using add, which in this game is a free feature to increase the chips, but you have to wait out a full turn without. In later games, what it would do is it would allow you to choose some chips in your folder there that happen to correspond either in type or in code, and upon selecting them you would hit add and it would allow you to switch them out for other chips, and the number of chips you selected would also be added. So say I had picked these 2 mini-bombs, what it would have done is replace them, but also given me 2 chips here. Battle Network 1 is a trade-off though, because if I remember right, if a turn goes... no? Disregard whatever I was about to say. It's been a long time since I played Battle Network 1, so I can't say anything for sure. Okay, so yeah, it will take away the chips once you finally use them. However, you could add again to get a 3rd row to maximize your choices beforehand. I wanted to say that it would remove the chips after the first turn, but I wasn't sure. Anyhow, back to story. Good job. That's all for today's class. After class. Phew. Wow, today just flew by, huh? Let's go home. Okay. So Lan's just gonna roller skate out of class because he never takes those things off. Lan, you've got mail. Don't know what I was doing. Didn't go down far enough. Dad, power up. Lan, this is Dad. I've made a power-up program for MegaMan. It's a little big to send by mail. But don't worry, I'll bring it home soon. You and MegaMan make a great team. Keep it up, Dad. P.S. Don't forget that whenever you're in a pinch, you can press PET's L button to talk to MegaMan. Miss Martin, class notes. I forgot to mention something in class today. Chips don't run out when you use them, so use what you need. Also, press PET's R button to call your NetNavi in the net. This useful trick is called jacking out. Sorry for forgetting, and see you in class tomorrow. So basically those 2 emails were to explain that the R button will allow you to jack in or out of the net or a device that you can go into with MegaMan, and the L button will allow you to speak to MegaMan if you're not sure what to do. So L. Let's get home before it gets too late. He'll tell you generally what you should be doing, or at least hint towards it. R. Jack in. MegaMan. Execute. Transmit. He'll yell that out every time, and I'm not going to read it every time. But this doghouse comp is one of the earliest places you can jack into, and these lovable little figures here are called, they're programs, or Mr. Frogs. I am a doghouse type security system program. We found that just the presence of a doghouse reduces the chances of burglary. I'm almost like the watchdog for this home. So yeah, Lan's house has this doghouse that sits outside that, rather than being a real doghouse, is actually a home security system. Which is why you're able to jack into it. These little diamond shapes that you'll find floating around the net are items. So in this case, I got a chip for Shotgun K. I believe one followed a different system than some of the later ones, but down the line, the way that those will work is that green is a type of, it's called mystery data, that is randomly generated each time you log into the net, whereas blue datas are set and usually more important items, such as something to increase your health or things along those lines. And then there will be purple ones, which are locked, and you have to have a special item called an unlocker to be able to get whatever is inside. So whenever you defeat an enemy, you're giving a grade, called a busting level, based on, I believe, if you took damage and how quickly you deleted enemies. And at least in later games, it also takes into account if you deleted all the enemies at once. And your reward is determined based on your busting level. Typically, if you get a low level, you'll just get maybe some money. At higher levels, you tend to get chips associated with the enemy you defeated. So I got a Net Guard 8 chip. That chip will go into my library, or my bag, my sack, as it wants to call it. And I could swap them in or out of my folder here, and this folder is what it will pull from in battles. Anyhow, I expect that was probably the only mystery data in here, not that I remember. But it never hurts to look around, and for anyone wondering, as you can see, it's a random encounter system. I am not familiar with video editing just yet, so if enough people are interested down the line, I may try to cut out some of the random battles if there is nothing new to show. However, at least for now, it's likely that I will include them all unless otherwise requested. Simply because I have no first-hand knowledge as to how to go about this just yet. This is my first attempt at doing this sort of thing, and I'm just hoping it's going to go well. Anyhow, now we'll return home and see what's up. Lan, welcome home. A man from Net Safety is checking out our home control panel. You heard, right? About the ovens exploding? That's the accident Mail was talking about this morning. Hello. We think a virus might be responsible for the accidents. We're checking every home's control panel just to be safe. I'm glad it didn't happen to us. Lan, go to your room so you won't get in the way. Let's get on the net. So yeah, this man here is just going to make sure that our house doesn't burn down. That's quite nice, right? And I don't actually plan on doing voices for all the characters. I'm not very adept at doing voices, nor do I expect that I would remember which voices I do for any character that may come back down the line. So anytime I do a voice that's any different at all, it's more often than not that going to be that I'm just goofing off. Anyhow, I think I can keep going, and I have most of the explanation out of the way. So this is Lan's home computer, which will be your primary way to jack into the net, which, you know, is essentially the internet. Inside your computer, here you can access the net and other terminals. You can jack out anytime by pressing the R button. This is a Navi called Glide, one of the few unique Navis. His operator, which is the term for someone in the human world who controls the Navi, is Yai. My name is Glide. I'm Lan's classmate Yai's Navi. One of Yai's programs has gotten lost. I'm pretty sure it's somewhere in the net around here. I have some pressing chores to do and must return now. MegaMan, if you happen to find our program, could you please come by our network? Here, please take this. MegaMan got at Yai. If you use that at the proper place on the net, you'll be able to access Yai's portrait network. I'll be there. Oh, and if you could keep this matter to yourself, thank you. So yeah, a program of Yai's happened to get lost, and Glide tasks us with finding it. I'm not sure how long I want each of these videos to be just yet. So for now I'm going to see how far I go, and I may have to split this in two depending on when I reach a good stopping point. I was too distracted by talking to dodge that. It will just depend. Preferably I would like to not split these, and I would like to end them on a solid note. So, while we're doing some of the random things looking around, since there's nothing new to explain at the moment, I'm going to talk about my goal for this. My goal is to... You don't know the address again. My goal is to complete the game and possibly, or likely the post-story, and possibly work on completely 100%ing everything this game has to offer. Okay, side note. New enemy type. These are, if I remember right, called Canodums. And the way they work is when you step in their row, they will send out a little cursor. And if that cursor reaches you, they fire. Pretty simple to beat. They have 50 HP, so all it would take is one of the mini bombs the game starts you with, or you could use a cannon and fire 10 buster shots, or any of the 30 damage chips, though it would require either 2 or a long time using the buster. As you can see, Battle Network 1, whenever you finish a battle, will reset your health to full. So, I took 10 damage there, leaving me at 90. Next time I'm in a battle, however, that will fill back to 100. And you can run from battles, but in Battle Network 1, it required the use of an escape chip. And personally, I am against doing that because that means that you won't be getting the rewards that are otherwise possible. Metguard A. Anyway, my goal is going to include finishing the game, finishing the post-story to the best of my ability, and potentially finishing off the library and showing off each feature the game has to offer. And I say that way because down the line, if this goes well, I would like to also play, for this channel, the other Battle Network games. Released in the US, there are 6 entries in the series, with the latter 4 being split Pokemon style. So there is Battle Network 1, Battle Network 2, Battle Network 3 Blue, Battle Network 3 White, Battle Network 4 Blue Moon, Battle Network 4 Red Sun, Battle Network 5 Team Colonel, Battle Network 5 Team Protoman, Battle Network 6 Cybeast Gregar, and Battle Network 6 Cybeast Falzar. Now, if I play them all, I'm not sure how I'm going to handle the split entry games just yet. However, by the time I come to them, I will have, hopefully, prepared you for whatever I decide. And in the meantime, I will throw in some other games. I have a few things in mind that I don't want to spoil just yet. For now, I will be focusing on MegaMan Battle Network, though I will likely branch out into Zelda games, Pokemon games, maybe some other Nintendo franchises, or perhaps some games on the PS4 or other games on the Switch that I have access to at the moment. It essentially all comes down to what I have access to and what you guys would like to see. This is a net merchant. I can use the money I collect through the game to buy things here, such as HP memories, which will increase my HP, power-ups, which I can use to make my Mega Buster stronger. I can use it to increase, if I remember right, the charge speed, the level of charge, and the damage per shot. He also sells a couple chips. At the moment, I can't afford to buy any of the better stuff, except it looks like 1 HP memory, which I will do just to show off what it does. Okay. So next time I trigger a battle, you should notice that instead of 100 HP, I start with 120. There are I believe, 45 HP memories scattered throughout the game, which at 20 HP each will leave you with a grand total of 1000 HP if you can collect them all. So for beating that Canodum, I got a cannon chip. Feel free to use the comment section to make any requests for games that you would like to see me play in the future. I am very open to suggestions, and I also have some people who would be perfectly happy joining if you would like me to invite occasional guest hosts. Anyhow, I believe this episode should be wrapping up shortly. I see we've hit the 30-minute mark, so this might be a long one. I hope the others will be at least somewhat shorter, but again, it depends on if I can get video editing in my skill repertoire, and if I can reach points that are comfortable to stop. So here we found Yai's Lost Program. So we just have to find and tell Glide. Glide is currently in Yai's Portrait Network. Because I don't quite remember my way around the net in this game, it might take me a minute. Either that or it will be right here. So, I have a panel out chip this time. What it does is it takes out the panel in front of me, which against a Metar is very useful. As you can see, he can no longer attack me from where he's standing. His shockwaves can't travel over the empty space. So I can just stand here and freely chip away. Don't know the address, can't open it. Says Dex's PC, don't have rights. Okay, so Yai's PC must be somewhere back through here. Or Yai's network, rather. So with a quick search, hopefully we can find it and get this lost little program back where it belongs. While I said it has been a while since I've played Battle Network 1, I have played the entire series, so I know what I'm doing. However, I may make some stupid mistakes that are due to changes in the franchise. Also, the controller I'm using seems to have some trouble with precision. So if I make a weird slip of some kind, chances are that that's why. I'm using the D-pad on an Xbox 360 controller to control this game, with the triggers being my L and R buttons, and sometimes I'm forgetting which buttons I have set to which. MegaMan accessed at Yai. So this one was Yai's terminal. And there's Glide. MegaMan bookmark Yai's portrait. You can now freely enter here. So, talk to Glide. Ah, you found our program. Where is it? Okay, got it. Thank you. Please take this as a reward. MegaMan got a chip for Spreader Eye. Hey, cool. Spreader chips are kinda cool. Lan, let's go see if Mom finished making us a snack. Okay, so that's our cue to go ahead and hit R and jack out, which you can do from anywhere in the net. Eek! That's your mom. What could be wrong? Let's go! Oh no! Looks like we didn't get taken care of fast enough. Our oven's on fire now. Lan! I was trying to make hotcakes and look! What should we do? Huh? But it was just repaired. The repairman said it was fixed, but it's on fire! MegaMan, let's check in. Maybe it's a bug or a virus or something. Leave it to me. So yeah, the child sees the kitchen is on fire and his immediate response is to plug his smartphone into it, and his mother is okay with this. Check in. MegaMan. Transmit. MegaMan? Yeah, the oven program's here, but something's wrong. Be careful. If a virus comes out, I'll send chip data. Roger that. But I believe we will save handling this for next episode. So, if you are interested to see how this plays out, feel free to subscribe to me, and I will upload again as soon as I have the next video recorded and ready to go. I can't guarantee exactly how long that'll be because I'm still working this whole thing out. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you. Have a great night.